Hello and welcome back to the LFC transfer room. Today we have a match preview of the Liverpool vs Wolves game, the final day of the Premier League season where Liverpool can win the Premier League technically. Got joined by three lovely lads today, Jay, Damon and Kev. Damon, I'll start with you. How are you doing?
Bit nervous actually. I was saying before stream that I'm feeling it now. I didn't think I would be, to be honest, because I'm not expecting to win the title anyway. But now it's getting a bit closer. It's starting to creep on me now.
Yeah, Jay, it's you said before the stream you wasn't too worried, but if Villa go 1-0 up, then the nerves start kicking in, don't they?
I've said me for a few weeks that I still think we're going to do it, lads. I know it's probably bordering on delusion, but there's just something at the bottom of my heart that tells me we're going to win it. So I'm not nervous because it's not expected. If we win, great. If it doesn't happen, then it is what it is. We've got the Champions League anyway.
Yeah, and one of our new contributors to the stream, Kev, how are you doing today?
I'm pretty much similar to Damon and to EJ and to Jay as well. It's a bit mixed with me. I'm a bit like woke up this morning thinking, yeah, we're not going to do nothing, but then as it's gone on during the day, it just feels a little bit different to the Wolves 2 years ago. It just feels as though we may just do it this year. I don't know why I feel like that, but it's just something in me. I just think there's something different about this time than 2 years ago for me.
Yeah, definitely. Hi to everyone joining, Gary, Jen, Louis. If you are new to the channel, please make sure you leave a like on the video. It helps us out, and also subscribe. Okay, guys, it's at the end of the day, it's 1 point. We're going into this, I think Manchester City are on 90 at the moment. Liverpool are on 89. Their goal difference is 6 ahead of us. I think I'm just going to kick it off straight away. No cutting, right? No bullshit. And Damon, can we win the Premier League title? Realistically, is it going to happen?
I said the other day it was deep down that expectation. I think it's starting to go a little bit now. I think like Jay have convinced me a little bit. Every now and then I speak to him, it's like it's boosting my confidence up a little bit more. But still realistically, it's still not a chance for me. I really do think that.
Yeah, I mean, Jay, you said you're confident, but I'm going to give you this little stat. The last time Aston Villa beat Manchester City was in 2013. Yeah. It's 9 years ago. It's not looking great, and since then they've obviously been relegated and promoted again. So, it's Steven Gerrard's done well since he come in. I'm pretty sure I've seen since he actually came in, he's 7th in points. There's only Newcastle. A lot of Villa fans were surprised by that. The only teams who are ahead of them are the traditional top 6 and Newcastle.
Yeah.
So it's not impossible, but they haven't been the best against the top 8 teams this season at Villa.
They haven't, mate, but that's stat from 2013. Aston Villa were in the Premier League for at least 2 or 3 of them. So it sort of takes that away. If you'd have said during Istanbul how many teams have come back from 3-0 at half time, you wouldn't have one. So I don't believe in all past stats and this many scored, this many against that and whatever. I don't really care. Footy, mate. We're Liverpool fans. We've seen some crazy shit over the last few years. Dortmund, Alaves, Olympiacos, Istanbul. It goes on. Barcelona. I didn't even mention Barcelona. So why can't Villa get a draw at City? And to be fair, they should have had a draw at Villa Park. So yeah, I think they can get a draw or beat them, to be honest, mate. I do.
Yeah, I mean, Kev, it's not in our hands at the end of the day, is it? We're similar to a few seasons ago. We're banking on City dropping points, and it's not the position we want to be, but it's the position we're in, isn't it?
It certainly is, and if you look at the stat overall, the last time a team in second place has actually won was 33 years ago. Lo and behold, at Anfield, and it was at Arsenal. So since then, I think we can do it. The stats aren't going our way, but who says we can't do it? Who says that Arsenal? Who says that Villa can't go to City and get a point.
Yeah.
In
I
my
mean,
eyes, I do think they can. I think they can get it. Don't get me wrong. It's going to be hard. It's going to be difficult. I'm not stupid to know that and naive to know that City, if they turn up and play, they could have the game won by half time.
Yeah.
But there's always that one chance, that one golden chance. You thought Arsenal, the last team to do it in '89, could have gone to Anfield and won 2-0 that night.
Look at Everton the other day as well, Charlie. Who would have believed that Everton could come down 2-0 down at half time, as bad as Everton have been, to come back and win? For me, that's, well, no, I wouldn't. I was going to say it's on par with it, but it's not, because beating City is 10 times harder than that. But when the odds were stacked against them, no one would have said that Everton would have won that game. And I just think it's a similar sort of situation. Mad things happen in footy.
Yeah, I mean, Damon, all the pressure's on City, isn't it? You know, I think, we'll go on to this actually. We play Wolves. I think this is the third time we've had Wolves on the final day of the season in like the past 5 years, and we've comfortably beat them every single time. It should be a foregone conclusion that we beat Wolves, shouldn't it?
Well, like you said, I think all the pressure is on City because every time we play Wolves, we seem to steamroll them. Apart from the early on in the season, was it Origi last-minute goal to save us? But Wolves have been on the rollers for quite a few weeks now, so I think City are expecting us to win no matter what. And I think City's game is probably the perfect opposition for us in terms of Gerrard being the manager, because he's the perfect guy to be getting this team up for this game. We couldn't ask for a better manager to be in charge of that game, just in terms of not giving up. We don't want a Newcastle or Watford, those teams that have rolled over for City. We know we're not going to get that with Gerrard. So yeah, the pressure is on City, and they'll need to score early to calm the fans down.
Yeah, I mean, Jay, they're at home as well. I feel like I would have been a lot more confident if they were at Villa Park. But as Damon said, all the pressure's on them. Like, if they even draw, then it could lose the game. But they've been in this situation multiple times. I think the last time was against Brighton. Brighton went 1-0 up, and then they scored 2 goals in the next 5 minutes. So we're still asking a lot, but we know City don't always do well under pressure, do they?
No, mate, and don't get me wrong, in the Premier League, they always seem to be able to go on them runs and just carry it on. But it might sound silly, but I think Mahrez missing that pen will get in their heads a little bit, because they'll already be thinking we could have had this wrapped up. Liverpool are on our tail again. City know they have to win. Now, I know we do to be able to win the league, but we're not expecting to win the league. So there's no real pressure on Liverpool, in my opinion. City, it's massive pressure, mate. They have to win. The only thing I would say is I think if they get an early goal, it'll end up 4-5-0 or something stupid like that. So I hope they can get to 0-0 at half time, or at least not too early a goal for either side.
Yeah, I mean, Kev, as Jay said there, while under the pressure, they usually do okay in the Premier League, but it's in the Champions League the pressure gets to their head. Maybe from that fallout against Real Madrid, we saw it against West Ham. They didn't seem to be all there. Hopefully there's still a bit of a hangout or like a fallout from the Premier League, but Pep's going to have that side, up for it no matter what, isn't he?
He is. There's no doubt he will have them geared up for that game tomorrow. There's no question about that. But every minute that passes and a goal hasn't gone in from them, then the longer and the anticipation and then the stress starts coming in. That's when you start seeing the pressure hit those players. And if it's half time and it's 0-0 and we're 1 or 2-0 up, then the pressure's going to mount. And then you've got the likes of that Barcelona, the Real Madrid hangover start getting instilled in their heads, thinking, we're not going to lose this one, are we? So, as long as Villa can stay in, what we need and what's required is that Villa needs to stay in that game as long as they can. And the longer they keep it up and they get to 60th, 70th minute, that's when you'll see Pep doing stupid things like he always does.
Yeah. Again, guys, if you are new or just joining, make sure you leave a like on the video. Also, if you're new to the channel, make sure you are subscribed with the bell notification on. Okay, Damon, there's been a lot of discussion around the starting lineup. Obviously, we've got Fabinho injured. Klopp said he could be ready. Mohamed Salah seems to have checked out for the season and he's fully focusing on the Champions League final. And there was obviously a lot of players rested against Southampton. Do you think we're going to go to our strongest starting 11? And do you think Salah will be fit? I think the main question is over Salah.
I don't think we'll be the strongest 11 because I think he'll have a lot of faith in the team just getting the win anyway. It's not like it's going down to goal difference now. So if we just get the win, it's all on City then to drop points. I think if we keep Fab and Salah on the bench, there's always that chance to bring them on in case we do need them. I'd rather rest them. I'd rather go 3-4 up and not even have to bring them on and rest them for next week, if I'm honest.
Yeah, Jay, would you risk Fabinho and Salah even if they're like 60-70% fit?
I wouldn't start them now, but I'd give them 20 minutes, half an hour for a bit of rhythm, because they'll have gone 10, 14 days without playing footy. Although Real Madrid, obviously, they've been resting players as well, so I suppose rhythm will come into it with them. I think Diaz could play, because he obviously sat out the whole of the last game. So I think it would be a bit of half and half some of the original first 11 that we'd see, and some aren't. I don't think Van Dijk will play. And I don't think Fabinho will play, but I'd defo give Salah 20 minutes, half an hour, because if he can get a goal as well, gets the golden boot, and it'll give him that bit of confidence then for Madrid as well.
Yeah, I mean, Lipok said there, Kev, Salah's going to want the golden boot. But, I mean, he hasn't been scoring recently. And, Human Son, they're going to be playing Norwich. He's going to get at least one goal against them. So do you think, Salah maybe just says, okay, look, whatever for the golden boot, I'd rather win the Champions League. And, maybe his mindset is on that. Also, too, a lot of players sat out. So who else do you think is going to miss this game? Or do you think it's going to be the strongest?
With Salah will want to play every game. He's greedy in the fact that he wants the personal accolades as well as the team accolades, and it'll be a sense of Klopp getting putting a realization in that we don't want to risk you in the game. I agree with the lads. I can't see Van Dijk, can't see Fabinho playing. I think depending on Gomez how he is, then that may be the only time you'll probably see Trent playing. But I wouldn't be risking any of them. I'd be playing half and half, as the other lads said. Maybe Tsimikas playing coming in for Robbo. Maybe because of the amount. He only has to listen to Fabinho during the week and saying how the lads are nearly knackered. Like, do you know what I mean? Come and see the end of it. So there are going to be a few changes, but it's a chance and an opportunity for those to come on and to keep this relentless performance and the team ethic going through. It doesn't matter who comes on. It's not like the squad of 3 years ago where we're reluctant of certain players playing. These come in and they come in and do a job. So I'm quite confident, as probably the lads are, that whoever come in is going to do a decent job. The only one I'd probably play is Hendo in the middle of that park with probably Keita and maybe Elliott again, or maybe go with Jones.
Yeah, I think he's going to go as strong as he can. We've got 6 days until the Champions League final, and that's more time we've had to recover than we have since the start of December, pretty much. So with him resting, Andy Robertson got a full rest, Trent Alexander-Arnold got a full rest, Virgil van Dijk got a full rest, Thiago got full rest, Diaz and Mane both got full rest against Southampton. There's 6 players that have had pretty much a week off now. I mean, and we know how much our players like rhythm. They do perform when they're constantly playing. It's something that we've seen for a few years now. We go on them 16, 17 game win streaks where we're just playing every week non-stop. And I think Klopp's going to want the rhythm, especially for the likes of Van Dijk and Trent, to play this game ahead of the Champions League final with that 6-day rest. I wouldn't mind seeing, Konate and Matty, but I'd definitely start Van Dijk. I do think Fabinho will sit out of it, potentially with Salah also sitting out, but I think the rest of the team's going to be as strong as possible. But going on to predictions, because I want to cover a little bit more of the Villa game as well, and just wrap up the whole season, as this is our final Premier League preview. Damon, you said, you're confident, but do you think, what score are you going for this, and who are your goal scorers?
I think it'd be either 3-0, 4-0, maybe, because I think the crowd will be so up for it before the match. You'll see before the match when they come into the stadium, the buses will come into a sea of red, won't they? So I think that'll just spur them on in the first half, if I'm honest. I think we'll blow them out of the water in the first half, a couple of goals, maybe even 3 goals in the first half, and then quieten down in the second half. Regarding the goal scorers, I think Diaz might get a couple tomorrow. And then maybe, I think if Thiago plays, I think he could get one as well. And then Mane to finish it off.
Yeah, Jay, I mean, Wolves have nothing to play for anymore. I think they're out of reach of the Conference League now, so it's a bit of a dead rubber game for them. They're not even at home, so it's not a chance to say, bye to the fans for the season. It should be a pretty compulsory win, shouldn't it?
Yeah, mate, I think Wolves are already in Portugal, and I've been for a few weeks, to be honest. Half the squad's from there. I think the same as Damon, actually. I think it'll be 4-0, and I fancy big Divock to get a goal before he goes. He's definitely going to come on at least for the ovation that he deserves, and I fancy him to get one. And it was actually him who scored against Wolves last time, wasn't it, in like the 93rd minute. So one more big moment for Div, but I fancy a comfortable one tomorrow, like Damon said, 4-5.
Yeah, Kev, your thoughts on the scores?
I'm going for a safe 3-0. Possibly Mane, Diaz, and a Divock, just for cult hero-ness and how heroic he is. Oh, it'll be a nice end up. It'll be great if we get a penalty in the last minute and he's fighting with Mo for the thing on the cock. You can say you've got to give it to Divock. You know what I mean? But to be honest, that a nice 3-0 comfortable win, 2-0 up at half time. I'll be happy with that, and it'll be nice to see Matty or Canate score. But I've got to stick with what I've said. Mane, Salah, Mane, Origi, and Diaz for me.
Yeah, no, I think it's going to be 2-0. I honestly, I just want Alisson to win the Golden Glove. If we don't win the Premier League, I just want the Golden Glove at least. But I'm going to go 2-0, and let's a Diaz double. I'll sign off the season in style. But mentioning Origi, Klopp's confirmed that it is going to be his last ever game. If we see him or not, I think if we're at least two goals to the good, he brings him on in like the 90th minute or something. But I'll just go around really quickly, since it's the dawn of a legend, the final game. Klopp's called him a legend multiple times, and if you're going by the legend match that played today in Manchester, then Divock Origi is probably the most legendary figure if he was to start that. But Damon, what is your favourite Divock Origi moment? There's a lot to choose from. Jay and Kev, you get more time than Damon, so make sure you think of a good answer.
That was harsh.
Yeah. Damon, I'm going to put you on the spot.
Yeah, good luck, mate.
So many, though, aren't there? There's been so many. I mean, I've never seen a player like it where he's not even a first teamer, but he is a Liverpool legend for what he's done and the goals he's scored. It's very rare you can get someone like that. It's very rare you can get someone like that doesn't hardly play and still becomes a Liverpool legend. But I will probably go for the Derby goal in the 95th minute, was it, with T-Rex in net? So because the whole, I was in the pub at the time. It just exploded. We were down and out, and then Klopp running out pitch. It just even made it even better. So yeah, T-Rex, Origi, 95th minute.
Yeah,
and it was because the Everton actually wasted time as well. They wasted time as well. So, and it added it on for that goal.
Yeah, I mean, Jay, there's loads to choose from. So many historic Divock Origi moments that'll live on in the club forever. But what's your pick?
It's got to be Barcelona, mate. The corner taken quickly. I'll never forget that, mate. Like, I'll just never forget it. It was but don't get me wrong, Damon's shout was a belter. That was the first thing I thought of, was he's only got little hands, tipping it back into play when he could have let it go out for a goal kick. So that's boss for that reason. But mate, to get it, no one thought we were getting in that final, and for that to happen that late, yeah, Yeah, it's F1 mate, Barca. That was one of the best nights of my life, that, as mad as it sounds.
Kev, over to you. What's your favourite Divock Origi moment?
Thanks, lads. You just took the two that I wanted to use. Whatever, man. Now, for me, do you know what? There's so many that he's given us that the one for me that stands out is the goal in Madrid. It sums up Origi overall. His touch, and to find that bottom corner the way he did, and to win that cup, and to have, and it just shows how cool he is that he didn't go into an elation. He just calmly just went, yeah, that's what I do. So, for me, but I do like the little arms one just for that reason, and I've used that on a few gifts over the last couple of weeks to the Everton fans who don't like it. So, but no, it's just the way he took that goal was just unbelievable, and to win that cup that night, and for him to score that winning goal was just a fantastic way for him to be done by us as a if he wasn't already, he was a legend that night.
Yeah. Do you know what? I think if we win the league tomorrow, it is 1 versus Wolves is going to also go down in history. Another last-minute goal. One of my personal favourites was in the season where we come second when he scored against Newcastle in the last minute.
Yeah.
Because if we drew that game, it was over. And I was convinced it was gone, it was over, and up comes Divock Origi, and I don't think I've ever celebrated a goal so much even since then. Like at that time, I was convinced we were winning the league. I don't think even more than this season, I don't think I've ever been convinced we were winning the league that much, and that's why I hate so much losing that. But that's one of my personal favourite moments from Divock Origi. I think goes under the radar because we didn't win the league, unfortunately. But I know we've talked about it a bit. A lot of you, pretty much all of you, are confident that Man City are going to drop points. We could see a Coutinho, Danny Ings masterclass. Both were rested, were both brought on late. But since that's a pretty big game, I'll get everyone's score predictions for that as well, and just what you think's going to happen in the game. So, Damon, I'll start with you.
I think the best thing that Gerrard can do is hurt them, a bit like Tottenham did against us when they came in flying in the challenges in that first half. I don't think the Liverpool players were up for it. I think that's what Gerrard will be doing tomorrow. I think they'll try and get out and give them a kick. Give them a kick, get in the faces, and if they don't like it, they're not going to get into 50-50s. They're already lacking a couple of players for injury, so just get in the faces. Having said that, I still think Man City. And I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that though. I really don't want to say that.
That's just brain though, mate.
You know what? I've spent like 3 streams in a row with Jay now, so I'm going draw. 1-1.
1-1.
Yeah. I mean, Jay, we've seen over the years, if you sit back versus City, I feel like 8 out of 10 times they just break you down and it's inevitable. Gerrard could be that 2% where he maybe nicks a draw. But if he goes out, if he has a defensive structure and plays on the counter-attack, teams can hit Man City. He hasn't had the most time to train for this game, only 3 days. But I think Gerrard will have a game plan going into this. And, he has to win his game plan, doesn't he? Otherwise, it's over. But, I mean, you seem confident. What score are you going with?
2-2. There's 2 ways I think about going about it. You've got to remember Gerrard played under Benitez for years in Europe, and we weren't an attacking side. We were built to defend, get a lead, and just hold it. But I'd like him to do what Rodgers used to do with us. Do you ever remember when we used to? Arsenal was the one that sticks in mind, and within 15 minutes we just blew them away because they weren't expecting that pace of the game. I'd love it if Villa could just get at them within the first 10-15 minutes, nick a goal or 2. And then just do the Mourinho and just sit back, soak the pressure up, and hopefully it's enough to only make it 2-2. I hope Sterling scores in the 94th minute, and it's 3-2, and then it goes to VAR, and it's ruled out. So it just absolutely destroys them from the top down. But I think that's probably asking a bit too much, to be fair. The 2-2 will do.
Yeah, I don't want it even to be, knowing VAR, he's going to move the line up a little bit and still not be offside.
Imagine the scenes if that happened, though.
Oh.
Little Luca Dean, 90th minute.
I'll be honest, at that point, I don't even think it realised that happened had been disallowed, to be honest. Phone would have gone out window.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Kev, the other two lads are predicting we're going to win the Premier League tomorrow. Are you on that train?
I certainly am on that train, in first class. No, for me, I think it may go similar to the Villa game at home this season, where we only got through with a 1-0 win. I think they've got a decent keeper. I think they'll take the lead. It'll come from a corner or a set piece, and then I can see City coming back, but it'll be like 70th minute. They'll get one back, and then they'll try and throw everything at it, and can't get anywhere near it, and it's a 1-1 draw.
Yeah. Do you know what my worry is? If City score within the first 15 minutes, I think you put the game to bed. I think if that happens, it's over. I just can't see it happening. They need to do what West Ham done. They need to go out to the blocks and just catch them cold, fly into challenges, play on the counter attack. They have Ollie Watkins is a fast, strong player. And you need someone pacey with him. Have him like Jarrod Bowen was, just playing on the last defender and just lump balls up to him. Be solid in midfield, let your midfielders fly into challenges, and just have your defensive block in a back four, back five, whatever you're going to play, and just hope to God the City can't pass the way through. But I'm going to be less confident. I still think it's been an unbelievable season, and anything can happen. But I'm going to go a 2-0, a nervy 2-0 to City. I am hoping to God that I'm proven wrong, and it'll make it even more sweeter. Because in my mind, I feel like I've been checked out of the title race for a few games now, so it'll make it even sweeter. But since all three of you said we're going to win the league, I want one final question before the stream ends. The historic quadruple, Damon. Are we going to win it?
I think if we do win the league tomorrow, I don't think there's a cat's hell chance that Real Madrid beat us. I don't think they'll beat us anyway, but if we win the league tomorrow, we are getting that quad. Simple as that.
Yeah, I mean, all the momentum will be with us. They drew their last game. Jay, they've just missed out on Kylian Mbappe. They're star man for the next 7 years who they were going to build their entire team around. Perez's now structure looks a lot different to what it did a couple of days ago, doesn't it? So, all the pressure is going to be on them if we do win the Premier League.
It is, yeah, mate. And all I want to say is Kev's in first class. Damon's jumped on the train. There's still seats left, mate, if you want to jump on.
I'm them trains, them trains that you get in India where you got to jump on at the end,
Yeah.
Lad, that's what Charlie's going to have to do,
Yeah, I mean, I'm chasing it like in the movies where they jump on. If Villa go 1-0 up and they stay at 1-0 at half time, I'll be chasing after the train, mate.
You're going to have to, like Kevin Damon are lapping it up in first class, yeah.
I'll take anything, me, if we go 1-0 up, but I just don't want my hopes to be broken. I've been through it too much. I went to every game in the 2013-14 season. This is how much I can't remember that season. I went to that Crystal Palace game. It's about a 4-hour drive. I can't remember anything. Every other game I can remember. Can't remember that Crystal Palace game. And I've been to the ground about 4 times since. And I remembered all the other times, but not that time. But it's I as a Liverpool fan, giving myself hope just hurts me. So I want to give myself hope, but you never.
I'll just leave this ticket here for you, lad.
Yeah,
I'll just leave it here.
It's not scanning. It's not scanning.
Yeah. That QR code's only lasts till 4:30 tomorrow.
I'll take my bicycle so I can catch the train.
Yeah, make sure, lad. Yeah. I think we beat Real Madrid regardless, mate. Klopp's already said that he's not expecting nothing tomorrow, so if we don't win it, he's not going to get disheartened. I'm not going to get disheartened. I've just got a little inkling that we'll win it. And if not, I've got full confidence we'll win the Champions League anyway. So yeah, fancy us to win all 4, but there we go.
I mean, Kev, even if we don't win the Premier League, we can still end the season on a high, can't we? But do you think we are going to win the Champions League and get that historic quadruple? Because if we do win it, there's not an argument that this Liverpool side is the best Liverpool side in English football history, is there?
No, there's not. And with the only English side ever to take it down to the last game in every single competition this season, and that shows how good this team is. Regardless if we win the quadruple or not, this team has given me so much highs this season that I've never experienced in one season under any other manager. It has been absolutely unbelievable what the whole squad, not just the starting 11, the squad have done for us this season. The Mbappe is going to be a kidney blow to Perez's confidence and the Real Madrid machine that they think they are. I think we go into that game, even if we don't win the Premier League, I still see us being massive favourites for that final, and I can see us coming away with 3 at least this season, but I'm on for the quad, so yeah, I think it's possible.
Hopefully. Well,
all aboard.
This has been our final preview of the Premier League season. No matter what happens tomorrow, it's been another exceptional season as a Liverpool fan. And, if we don't win it, we've still got the big one to go. And we never wanted the Premier League anyway. It's always about the Champions League, getting that number 7. So don't let anyone tell you any other difference. But if you are new to the channel, make sure you do subscribe and leave a like on the video. During the summer, we're still going to be having daily streams, transfer streams. We'll be covering the preseason into next season as well. So make sure you are subscribed. Go and follow everybody on Twitter. Damon, Jay, Kev, on your first one. Loved you being on with us. Can't wait to have you on more streams. But yeah, so thank you to everybody for joining the stream today, and peace out.